Kia ora, good evening, and welcome to the third live session of Migrate to New Zealand question and answer query forum. This is Mary Joseph from HAV Services, going live from Hamilton. I'm a licensed immigration advisor here with HAV Services, and my license number is 2018011050, and this is my card. So this is by law, I'm supposed to show and prove that I'm a licensed immigration advisor before giving any immigration advice. So, guys, all you watching this live stream, please be aware that anybody providing immigration advice on any types of visas to New Zealand need to have a license, and this is by a rule by the government of New Zealand. Right? So please ensure that you don't take advice from anybody sitting on any chair with an office. You need to ensure that they are licensed immigration advisors. However, there are some advisors offshore who can provide immigration advice pertaining to student visas only. However, they will have to be exempt. They're basically exempt from giving, exempt from having a license, and they have to be based offshore. But anybody based in New Zealand need to have a license. And for any other categories of visas apart from student visas, you need to talk to only a licensed immigration advisor. So this is a very, very important tip before we get started for today's session. So yeah, so I've got my lovely team on backup, on standby to help me through the session today. So so to begin with, I will tell you that the most important thing, the most critical thing at the moment will be the January, February, March intakes for study in New Zealand. So February is the biggest, intake of the year, one of the biggest. There are two big intakes in the year, that is Feb and July. So Feb is one of the biggest intakes of the year, and pretty much all courses are available in February. There are some programs that are available in March as well. So January, I think we barely have any runway for that. So, but we do not have any time left for the February and March, because please understand that universities take a couple of weeks to come back with your offers. Then you take some time to get your loans in place, and the third thing will be your visas to come through. Immigration New Zealand is taking anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks to 8 weeks to process student visa applications. So we urge all of you looking at going to New Zealand, if you start actually in February, you start your course in February. If you're going for a 1-year program, you will be able to finish the same by December this year. So it's going to be quick. So it is the best time to start your course, because you practically in about 9 months, you finish your program in New Zealand. By end of this year, you have your degree, and then you move ahead to be able to get into an open work visa, and then for progress further for your job search. So it is the best time to start the course because it's shorter. But if you start in July, of course, you go up to next June, which takes 12 months in total. So yeah, it's the best time to start the course, and I encourage all those who are keen, who have already thought, saying, okay, I've taken my IELTS, I've got some money in place, I need to go, but I'm going to think about this, I'm going to take some time. Please don't waste time, okay? Because you never know, student visas or the market right now, the world scenario with visas and migration and everything is very, very dicey. Anytime policies can change. So when the policies are favorable for you guys at the moment, please take a plunge. Do not wait. If you want to know why you should come to New Zealand or why you should work with AJV per se, please speak to us before you take a call as to whether you should go to New Zealand or not. Pick up the phone. All it takes is for you to pick up the phone and talk to us. We do not charge any application fee for, by and large, all applicants, is because we work with universities directly and we represent them, universities and government polytechnics and top private training establishments in New Zealand. We work with them directly. So we do not charge you a fee unless you've had some prior rejections or your case is complicated or there is concerns in your application. We do not charge a fee. So it doesn't take you anything for you to pick up the phone and talk to us. Yeah, it'll cost you a rupee or wherever you are from. It'll cost you a few cents in order to make that phone call, but that's about it. Or if you're If you don't want that, then you also can call our toll-free number in India. So please make a note of this, guys. All you based in India, if you want to reach my team, you can call on 1-800-103-6525. All those who are in India, you can ring this India toll-free number. If we are not answering, we will call you back after receiving your missed call. If you prefer to send us an email, you can send it to info@ajvglobal.com. It's info@ajvglobal.com. And it's pretty late in New Zealand. It's 10:30, and but if there's any one of you who want to reach us here in New Zealand, then you can call me on 022-605-2615. If you're calling from overseas, then you'll have to use +64 2226052615, and that's my number. It comes straight to me. And you can also connect to me via email, on this email address. It's immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. So these are the email addresses that you can reach us at, and phone numbers that you can reach us at. Okay, so moving on. So let's go ahead, and I think there's some questions that have come in, so we will get straight into it. So right, so I've got my entire team here. We've got one of my colleagues, Nishanti, who's from Mumbai. She's the senior manager of the company handling the India operations. Hi, Nishanti. Then we've got Kristen Thomas. That's the first question for the day. Guys, also another thing, all those who are viewing this broadcast from YouTube, please leave us your phone numbers. Only then we will be able to connect with you, because there's no wait for us to reach out to you if you are not providing your phone number to us. Yeah, so please leave your phone numbers so that my team can connect back with you. I mean, I can answer your queries first, and then we can connect with you. And all those on Facebook, we prefer if you can inbox us your numbers. It's easier and faster if you leave us your numbers, but it is preferable that way. However, moving forward, also a request to all AJV students to please mention that you're an AJV client. It's easier for us to just get straight into the questions and answer, whatever queries you have. That we're always, partial to our AJV students. So I request you guys to please leave me a message saying, you're an AJV student. If you want to mention your advice or case officer's details, please do that. It'll be easier for me to respond to you quickly and easily. Right, or moving on. So the first question for the day is from Kristen Thomas. So he says, what services you provide except student visa, like a student is already in New Zealand? Right. Makes sense. Okay, Kristen, by that question, I assume that you're already here in New Zealand. That's why you're asking me this question. Kristen, at the moment, we are unable to provide any kind of a support while you're still a student in New Zealand. We are, again, as I said, we're very, very partial to AJV students. So the first year of your study when you are in New Zealand, first year or the 2 years of your study, whichever you're coming for, we will not be able to extend any support to you during that time. Okay, so the kind of services that our students get, if for coming through AJV, being an AJV client, is because we provide them thorough guidance through that first year. The first year is very important in terms of having somebody to pick up the phone and talk to, because there are so many challenges you face as an international student when you come to a new country. You have you basically, you're coming to a new place. You need help with your accommodation. You need help with finding friends. You need help with understanding how driving works, how where to buy what. You need to understand how the education system works here. You might need help with that. You might need help with working on your CV and things like that, to change it to the New Zealand style so that you can approach employers. You need to know where to go to and apply for jobs. You need a network. You need a support system, which we provide, and we are exclusive this support system for that 1 year of study. When you are here, if you're a non-AJV student, it's very difficult, because we are quite busy handling AJV students. So busy taking care of them and pampering them. You talk to any of our AJV students, you will see that how much of interaction we have. We have a dedicated person, a customer service manager called Virginia, who's based out of Nelson. She's constantly in touch with them, and she provides them that support. Added to that, you've got myself, Arun, and Gisela. We are 3 immigration advisors, licensed advisors here based in New Zealand. So we give them constant support. Okay, so If you are a non-AGV student, then we cannot provide you with the support, because we really don't know what's your background. We don't know what you're coming here to study for. We really don't know anything about you. It is going to be difficult for us to be able to do that. And why should we do that? For us, because we are based here in New Zealand, it's an exclusive advantage of being an AGV student. We could charge you a few dollars and do this, but then what's the point of being an AGV student if you're not coming through us? What's the benefit? So we do not want to extend this benefit to anybody else. We're very, very sure about that. However, after finishing your course, you can start working with us. Then after a year and a half, you could possibly start working with us. Then that is when obviously there will be a fee charged. For AJV students, all these onshore services are free. The support is free. We do not charge anything to support our AJV students. So that's another big advantage of working with us. So work with us right from the beginning, guys. Important, very, very important, so that you don't have to spend unnecessarily money from your pocket. The other thing, so if you're non-AJV student, obviously there will be a sign-up fee. We will require you to either process one of your visas with us, or you will need to sign up with us and sign up as a client for us to be able to give you any further immigration advice. So our AJV students also get the benefit of getting ongoing immigration advice through the course. So there's been times that the husband and wife have come together, and the husband's found a job and they need to know whether they qualify for a resident class visa, and AJV students get it just like that, free of cost. But if it's a non-AJV student, then we will need to tell you, okay, there's a consultation and everything, the process is longer. So it takes nothing for you to start working with us from the beginning. However, Christian, if you're already here in New Zealand, please connect with me and I could tell you when we can start working with you. Unfortunately, I will not be able to do that while you're still studying. I will be able to work with you after, when you're closer to the end of your course, and then I will be able to help you and sort you out from there, but not while you're studying. I'm very, very sorry about that. Yeah, but then you have one-off queries, you can always call and pick our brains. That's all right. We are not such mean people that we need you to only pay us and only then we will assist you. Moving on. Next question, we've got Arun Matthew Sajeev. Madam, is culinary having good scope in New Zealand? Good question. So chefs have been on and off in the long-term skill shortage list for quite some time now in New Zealand. So they've been on the long-term skill shortage list. So let me quickly check. So do you guys know how to check? Now, a lot of people don't understand what long-term skill shortage list means. They think it is some list, somewhere saying, there are only these people are required. Unfortunately, that's a myth. When you are on the long-term skill shortage list, it means that these are the people that are highly required, not that the others are not. These people are highly required in New Zealand and are required like right now, and have been required from a very, very long time. So it's an ongoing and sustained requirement. So this is how Immigration New Zealand, the government of New Zealand does constant research and is in touch with the employers. And if there is some positions that have been vacant for very, very long time, then over a course of review, that's when it comes to the long-term skill shortage list or the immediate skill shortage list, right? So that doesn't mean that the other areas there is no requirement. There is, but they have their own people to do those jobs, like management jobs. So there is, obviously, without say managers, no industry will work. Without accountants, no industry will work. Without HR people, there's no industry that will work, right? So you could be an engineer, but there will be someone over there at the background doing taxation, right? So taxes and audits and everything. So somebody from the business or commerce background only has to do it. So that doesn't mean, so if suppose somebody on the long-term skill shortage list was able to crack a job in say 6 months, it might take say 8 months for somebody who's not on the long-term skill shortage list. And obviously there is a bit of a competition over there, because we have New Zealanders or New Zealand residents or citizens who are also competing for those positions. But if you're on the long-term skill shortage list, it means that they don't have New Zealand citizens or residents they don't have enough people graduating from these courses to fill these positions. It's as simple as that. Okay, that's what it is. That is the reason they want migrants to come. So now Arun Matthew, I see very clearly that chefs are in skill shortage, right? Chefs, people with culinary. So if you do a certificate level 4 or higher, you match the requirement as for. So it's not some masters or some fancy degree that you need. You need only a level 4 certificate in order to meet the long-term skill shortage list requirement, according to Immigration New Zealand. So there is a lot of requirement for people, for chefs in New Zealand, and we have seen great successes with chefs. We had a batch of about 12 to 13 students who had come for a level 5 diploma here in Western Institute of Taranaki, which we call it as WIT. So we had a bunch of 12 to 13 students who came in. This is around 2007. So they all have come here, found jobs. They've at least I think about 10 of them have got their citizenships by now, and a lot of them have bought homes and have got married and they're settled here. So we have seen great successes with chefs, guys. Okay, we have seen there are proven. There was a time in between where there was the chefs were taken off the list, but then the country, you must understand that the country is a hot travel destination. So we have there's a lots of things, lots of requirement, and constantly for people in the hospitality industry. So there are more restaurants being opened, there are more holiday destinations. There are a lot of places where there are chefs required, right? So because there is constant development happening in the tourism side, there's constant development happening in hospitality side. So do you see how they are all connected? So yes, chefs are in absolute critical shortage because they don't have their own children, or sorry, their own citizens, residents who are graduating from a culinary program. They have enough people in hospitality. So, but you will get jobs in hospitality if you got a good profile, because you will be competing with a New Zealand resident then. However, in culinary, there is no competition. They don't have people filling those positions. So yes, I would strongly recommend you to look at a culinary program. However, you will have to study a minimum 2-year program because it's at a level 4-5. For you to be able to get a student visa, you will need to study a 2-year program, right? So please, Alvin, but sorry, Arun, Matthew. Arun, you did not mention if you are an AJV student or you're working with us. Team, can you please tell me if Arun Matthew is working with us? Yeah, and it'll be great for you guys to leave your number. Arun, it'll be great for you to leave your number. Sorry, guys, I'm just juggling with another screen here. It's easier for me to have another screen so that I can stay in touch with my team. Right. Okay. Guys, please tell me if Arun Matthew is one of our students, so that, we can speak to him further. Right. Moving on. Next question is a YouTube query from Moksh Arora. Just give me a second, guys. Let me take a sip of water. Right. So Moksh Arora says, and thanks, Moksh, for sharing your number. That's brilliant. Can you please tell me about scope of medical physicists in New Zealand? I have MSc in physicist. What is physics? Okay. Medical physicist, is it? Okay, I really don't understand what you mean by medical physicist. What is physics? Because there are medical lab technicians, and let me just quickly check on it. Medical physics. Yeah, so medical physics is interesting. So yeah, so you say that you've done an MSc in physics. Okay. Right, in physics, basically. So physics and medicine. So it says a medical physicist is a profession who applies principles or methods of both physics and medicine. Okay. Right. Okay, so you need to be a medical physicist, right? Interesting. So I am looking now. If you go on, there's a website called careers.govt.nz. Now, a lot of people ask, okay, how is my career in this? How is my career in that? The best place to go and check this. Every single person can basically, every single person can actually check to see what kind of careers you have in your area, what kind of jobs you have in your area. You guys, I see a lot of students who come to us, a lot of people who come to us are not well prepared. Not prepared as in prepared, you guys don't know where to go and do research. So you'll ask us obvious questions. I mean, don't believe us as well. I keep telling this to a lot of students. I've been counseling in this area of, with students. I've been dealing with students for over 13 years now. And it's a funny story how I got into this industry myself. I was introduced to New Zealand because I wanted to come to New Zealand myself. This was way back in 2005. So the first time I ever thought of New Zealand is because I wanted to come here and study. So when I and my colleague Nishanti, who is right now other senior manager based in Mumbai, she was my counselor when I walked into Arun's office way back in 2005. So Arun was in India and he was having an office in Hyderabad. So when I walked into his office, Nishanti was my counselor, and I knew exactly what questions to ask. I did my research. I mean, internet was just beginning to happen, and not it was big. It was Google search and everything was there. But then I knew what questions to ask exactly. I did my research and I very clearly told her what I want. I don't see a lot of students coming to us, you know with enough information, with understanding as to what they want to do with their life, what kind of careers they have. That is because they expect everything to be put on a platter and given to us. Unfortunately, our I can only talk for the Indian education system because I have studied there myself. I can tell you that we are spoon fed right from the beginning, right from kindergarten. When we start, everything has to be on a platter, right? We have no knowledge to do any kind of research. We don't know how to find if anybody is authentic. We can be, we are very, very gullible as as children, because we do not know where to go to information. And then eventually you'll see 80 to 90% of the children studying programs, doing engineering or say medicine, or this is the standard, engineering, medicine, or nursing was one thing in between that had come in, is because your parents want you to study. It's just because your parents want you to study, you do that. It's fine. I mean, it's fine for you to live on their what do you say, not, I would suggest, to follow the path that they have planned for you. However, you need to know what you're capable of. You need to understand yourself, what you're capable of, right? What interests you, what you want to be 10 years later. So we see a lot of students who come to us and say, I want to do a management degree, but they'll have an engineering degree. We say, why do you want to do a management now? They say, oh, engineering was just because my parents wanted me to study. So we have a lot of students who come to us that way. So, okay, fine. At that stage, you want to make a change. But from there, what? If you're good in maths, if you're good in coding, continue with IT. Why do you want to shift into something else? If you're good in, because if you shift at this stage, you basically go back to 4 years or 5 years when you started your degree. You're basically restarting your career to say, I mean, your studies to say all over again, right? So if you have a little bit of strength, add to that strength and continue in that industry, right? So I'm saying, guys, when you come to us, please do your research. Do not blindly believe anybody. Yeah, if you're coming to us, we will ensure that we give you the right advice. But not everybody is like that. Not all agencies are like that. Not all advisors are have the knowledge to be able to give you that career advice. I am today, I can proudly tell you that we've got a very, very strong team of advisors and case officers who ensure that they don't give you just advice because they have to give you advice. They ensure that your course that is being offered to you is well aligned to what your future is, what your career wants to be. You need to have. So we do a lot of research over here. The minute you said, even if I didn't know, I it took me 2 seconds to Google and understand what that area is, whether there is any scope in New Zealand. So I went to something called careers.govt.nz. And if you look at careers.govt.nz and the area that you're looking at being medical physicist, so it says the job opportunities are good, right? And the average pay for a medical physicist is 55,000 New Zealand dollars to 73 New Zealand dollars, which is brilliant, right? So now there are now what kind of working conditions, what are the jobs like, so you need to do a bachelor's in science in physics, in medical physics and imaging technology, or a bachelor of engineering with a physics component, or you can also do a master's in science in medical physics. So we do have programs. I can see that we have programs at universities that we'll be able to get you into. Yeah, there are not too many options. It's a very niche and it's a very unique program, right? So we do have one or two universities. University of Auckland, which is the biggest university of New Zealand, they offer a very good program. And we also have a Masters of Science in Medical Physics from University of Canterbury. So we do have some good programs, Moksh. So there is good scope. There are good job opportunities. However, you may have to take up a program before you come to New Zealand and look at any further career from there, right? So, guys, I'd expect you guys to do a little more research. So before you before you come to us with any queries. Yeah. So moving on. So we've got the Takshika Madush. Hi, ma'am. Can you please advise me with a spouse visa, dependent visa? In our case, my fiance is currently in New Zealand with a student visa following her level 7 graduate diploma. And after she finishes her studies, she will come back. Okay, this is a very big question. Okay, and plan to get married. Wow, this is a big, long question that you've asked me, man. So what I want to know is whether there are possibilities to go to New Zealand. I've completed bachelor's work experience in banking and finance, and we also have 4 years of plus relationship, which can be proven if I have a good opportunity. I can then arrange for her to meet you guys in Hamilton. What I would suggest is please take down my number. The Sika, please take down my number and ask your fiance to call me. That's my number is +640226052615. If she's calling from with the New Zealand, she can call me on 0226052615. Ask her to ring me and I can sort this out because it's a pretty long query and this is regarding partner work visas, and I'd like to directly speak to her regarding your relationship and everything before I give any further advice. Yeah. So there is certainly possibility depending on the amount of documents that you can provide to us. Yeah. So please ask her to give me a call tomorrow and I can help her out with that. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Moving on, Harish, whether mechanical engineering has job offer after completing. Okay. It's a Harish, you need to type properly. Okay, mechanical engineers again on the long-term skill shortage list, right? Again, I just explained to you at length what a long-term skill shortage list is. So yes, mechanical engineers are in the long-term skill shortage list of New Zealand. That means you are required now and have been required from a very long time. So there is a good scope for you to find a job. All the students who have come for engineering programs have eventually cracked a job and are able to progress into further visas, and we have seen that happen. So yes, or anybody who's a mechanical engineer or a civil engineer, you're good to go. Average salaries start off at about $70,000 to $80,000, which is a very, very good starting off salary, even if you are a fresher. Yeah. So yes, Harish, so there is definite opportunity. So please leave us your number so that we can reach out to you and help you out further. Right. Hairstyle job, Rasika D. Priyadarshana. I don't know what do you mean by saying hairstyle job. Do you mean hairstyling courses? Jobs are not. It's not possible for. It's difficult for you to able to apply for jobs while you're overseas. Yeah, so it is difficult for you to apply for jobs directly because employers expect you to be in New Zealand and with a valid job offer before they give you a job offer. Yeah, so but then if you go to them to go to immigration New Zealand for a visa, then immigration New Zealand will expect you to show a job offer letter. Yeah, so it is the chicken and the egg story. So and areas like hairstyling and everything are very difficult to get into. So the best thing is for you to be able to do a course in New Zealand and then further look for an open work permit, because you get an open work permit after you finish your program, right? Sahan Game, Sahan, thank you for sharing your number. What is the situation regarding GD in construction management, best town and college considering the job market? Brilliant. Graduate diplomas in construction management are on the long-term skill shortage, exactly as per the long-term skill shortage list. Yeah. So yes, there is good scope because it's on the LTSSL. It doesn't really matter where you study. In any city in New Zealand, you can study. There is no problem. You can basically study in the smallest of the smallest town. What is important is the course content, because eventually tomorrow if getting a job or not is depends on that course content, the skills that you gain from the program. So the graduate diploma in construction management is available only in government polytechnics or universities. Yeah, so because of that, the content is aligned to the industry. Studying at a government polytechnic gives you an assurance that the course you're doing will be matching the requirements of the industry. So once you finish your course, we have seen really good successes again in construction management, Sahan. Yeah, it's on the long-term skill shortage list, so there is no doubt whether there is a good scope or not. Definitely, there is a good scope for it. And you can always relocate, doesn't matter where you study, it really doesn't matter. But you can relocate anywhere in the country after you finish your course. I have seen a couple of students who have moved from uh, Auckland and I've gone to cities like Christchurch and say Nelson and Queenstown, because they've got opportunities in the construction. Also, after the Christchurch big earthquake, there's a lot of work happening in the construction side, in the infrastructure side in Christchurch. So there is a lot of requirement for construction engineers, construction managers there. So you will be in need, in demand, basically a hot cake. So it'll be good if you can look at a good course. That is most important, right? M Khan. Okay. I want a migration through investment. Please tell me how funds are required, please. The investor category migration is a very, very tough and a very lengthy process. A lot of people think, okay, you just dump some money and you can, get into New Zealand and you can migrate to New Zealand. It doesn't work that way. It's a very, very lengthy, complicated three stage process. So you're expected to show 100,000 New Zealand dollars. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of money that is required for you to uh, show. Plus you need to show business acumen, you need to show your business plan. It is not just investing money. You will need to show a strong business project that you're looking at doing in New Zealand, starting in New Zealand. So Khan, I would suggest best is for you to connect with me after this session. Send me an email. You send me an email at immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com, and I'll come back to you with some details, and you can then assess for yourself to see whether you will be able to show the funding and the money which is required. Yeah. So that's how it is. Just send me an email and we'll have a look at it. Right. John Jero. This is John from India. I'm right. Thanks, John, for sharing your number. I'm requesting information regarding student visa. My highest qualification is MBA in Human Resources and having 2 years of relevant experience. Plan to do higher studies in New Zealand. I'm very much interested in opting hospitality and tourism, but confused about the college course and also not sure whether I'll be able to choose for the course. Prior experience and qualification into tourism. I kindly, if not, please suggest what course I can study. Moreover, kindly assist a suitable course in college in Auckland. which is outside Auckland. Okay, so John, thank you so much for that detailed query. It looks like you're very, very keen. I see that I really need to understand why somebody who's already done an MBA in HR wants to get into hospitality. Is it just because hospitality and tourism is big in New Zealand? Is that why you're looking at the course? Because a lot of people do that mistake saying, oh, you know what, because there's so much of tourism happening in New Zealand, I'll get jobs faster there. Um, Remember, you will be competing with students who have studied a bachelor's or a graduate diploma in hospitality, who have at least spent 3 to 4 years of time studying tourism. If you do just a 1 year program in tourism, you're nowhere prepared. You're not even scratching the surface of it. It's just very, very basic. So unless you have plans of, big plans of setting up, a resort or something, and then you just want to understand how tourism works, and because of your MBA background you want to look at that area, then that's a different situation. But if you're looking at getting into tourism and hospitality, then I would strongly recommend for you to relook at what your options are, because you'll be weak when compared to so many others who would have studied at least 3 to 4 years of tourism. You're nowhere in comparison. So you have already done so much in HR. Why not build on that? Why not look at it's, again, you can be an HR person tomorrow in the tourism industry, right? So tourism is an industry, HR is a role. So you can do your HR or your management roles in the industry as well, in the tourism industry. You don't have to move yourself out from management or business into hospitality and tourism, because you're just shaking the boat too much. I would suggest, it's best for you to sail through with your, you've spent already, I'm sure you would have done a BCom and then you would have done 2 years. You've already spent 5 years studying. Why would you want to put that, behind and start all over again? So, team, I would, whoever is going to speak to John Jero, please give him a good course option, because if he's already done his MBA, then he's good to do just a PG diploma, and that should be good enough for him to be able to move ahead and look at a good career in New Zealand. So please give him a good advice on that, and if required, please discuss with me. Right? Okay. Abu Bakar. Okay, Abu says, how can I get visa and what's the requirements of them? Okay, Abu, your query is very, very vague. First of all, I don't know what kind of visa you're talking about. Secondly, I don't know about your profile for me to advise you what the requirements are. So please, please specific. Please let me know what kind of a visa you're looking at so that I can advise you clearly. Right. We've got some of our clients joining in. It's quite late in New Zealand, guys. You still awake? Okay, we are a night. We are a night. What do you say? All nighters. You guys surprising Anita. Don't you have work tomorrow? Right. Moving on. We've got Chanaka Vijendra, university lecturers. Any chance? Okay, so if you've got teaching experience, yes, university lecturers. It's not a very big industry. It's not a very big role. You need to have a master's. If you have to work at a university level, you need to have a PhD and a master's, a minimum master's and a PhD. So you can apply online and see, but the chances are going to be very, very bleak, because uh, there are enough of people here in New Zealand filling those positions. But however, if you want to do a PhD here in New Zealand, then probably there is a chance further on after that for you. So I would suggest you to look at doing a master's by research course or doing a PhD program if you want to teach here in New Zealand. I think that's what is the best thing to do. So yeah. Jibin Joseph, what is the scope of studying a graduate diploma in supply chain management? Will I get a good job and PR later on? Okay, I told this in one of my previous sessions as well about supply chain management. Also, guys, Jibin, please confirm if you are um, right. Okay, Jibin, my team tells me that Catherine has been trying to get in touch with you to help you out with your query. Apparently, only somebody else answers always. So, Jibin, if you honestly, if you want this query to be answered, you will have to first pick up the phone. Can you call Catherine right away? Because I know you're online and you're listening to me. I'd like you to call Catherine right away and speak to her. After that, I will answer your query. Guys, team, Sai, please ask Catherine to reach out to Jibin. Once he answers the call, confirm to me, and then I'll go back to his query and answer. Because as we always keep saying, guys, if you want something from us, you guys will also have to give us something in return, right? So if you guys are not answering our phone calls, you are talking to us, you are not answering our phone calls and suddenly disappear, then it's just like a one-way street. You'll have to, it's always, you need to get some. If you need to get something from us, you need to give us something too. So you better pick up the phone, Jibin, right now and speak to Catherine. Reach out to Jibin, please. And after you have confirmed that all have got in touch and you are back on track, only then I will answer that query for you. Right. Or moving on. Malik Wasim, thanks Wasim for sharing your number. I want WhatsApp each other. Okay. Malik, my team will reach out to you on WhatsApp. It looks like you're based overseas, you're based in Pakistan. My team will reach out to you and help you out. We have a lot of Pakistani clients. We've got very, very successful Pakistani visas we've got. So, yes, my team will reach out to you on WhatsApp and help you out. So, guys, please reach out to Wasim. He has not mentioned any queries, so please talk to him and see. Right, miss any economical package for me? I'm interested. Omer, what package are you talking about here? Okay, so I really don't know what package you're talking about. If you're talking about studying in New Zealand, then the average cost in New Zealand dollars is 20,000 New Zealand dollars plus $15,000 is the living expenses. That is the absolute minimum. That is the fees, considering the fees that is happening around. Yeah. So I really don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about student visa, that's how much you will need to spend minimum. There are a few programs that are slightly lesser, but that's the minimum. So economical package, okay. You guys are funny sometimes. Right. Next question. Farhad. Yes. It looks like somebody's asking for a lunch package. My team is pinging me and telling me lunch package. Economical lunch package. Right. Nah, that's all right, Omar. Just clarify a bit on that query, please. Yeah. So Farhad, why do you have to write your name twice? Okay. Farhad, I am Muhammad Farhad Al Farhad from Bangladesh. Oh, you have a long name, man. Right, from Bangladesh. He's given a long list of his qualifications. I'm just skipping all that. So you've got a bachelor's, that's fine. Oops. Okay, questions are jumping, guys. Please don't mind me. Right. So you've got a bachelor's of business administration, first class. That's very good. I'm interested about your study in your university. Okay. Farhad, okay, we don't run any university. We'd love to have, a university here in New Zealand, AJV University. That will be brilliant. But yeah, we represent pretty much all universities in New Zealand. We will be able to help you. There are very, very good programs in New Zealand, which you can study and then further progress. Yeah. So thanks for leaving your email address and your phone number. I will have my team. Did you leave your phone number as well? Did you? No. Okay, we just have your email address. Just if you can leave your mobile number as well, I'll have my team get in touch. We've had a very, very good success with Bangladeshi students as well. It really doesn't matter, guys, where in the world you're based. We've got a team in New Zealand, we've got a team in India, we've got sometimes people working out of the US and out of Dubai. So we've got a lot of people working from everywhere. So we've got a very, very strong team. So all across the world, and we work in crazy time zones. You see that it's 11:15 right now, and I'm all dressed up here at my home in Hamilton, and I'm talking to you guys. So we are a pretty much 24/7 team. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are based, we will reach out to you guys and we will help you out, right? So Farhad, please connect with my team after this session and they will help you out to understand what courses that you can study. There's good scope, and you seem like a senior person, and we can see what we could best offer you. Also, if you're planning to come with your family, what courses suit best for you, we will see and we will advise, right? Chanaka, okay, Chanaka comes back and asks, is PR lecturing, like, is university lecturing in PR list in NZ? Okay, I just spoke in detailed about doing some research. Okay, if you can go to the immigration website and look for the long-term skill shortage list, you will find that list and you can check to see if university lecturers are in the long-term skill shortage list. I will not give you an easy answer this time. Please go online and check. A little bit of work is required from you guys as well, you know, to know how keen you guys are. Yeah, so it is important. So please put in some efforts. Yeah. Right. Tariq, I have opted for level 8 course in health science. I want to know the working visa criteria after my studies. Tariq, are you one of our clients? I am not sure. Guys, team, can you please confirm and tell me if Tariq is working with us? Uh, Tariq, if you anybody, okay, this is a generic question. Anyone who's coming for a level 8 and above program, you will get a 3 years post study work visa after you finish your course. Okay, if that is only your question, yes, you will get a 3 years work visa. Okay, so that's how much I can tell you. But if you want anything more in detailed about, I need you to share your number. Yeah, as I told, we would like to reach out to you guys because um and help you further, because if you're doing a level 8 program, we want to see where and what kind of program in health science you're studying, and we can guide you further. Right, moving on. Rahil Bayani, hello ma'am, associated with AJV, currently in second year of BCom, planning to come to New Zealand next year for hotel management and PIMS. How is the course, how is PIMS, do we have a job guarantee? Okay, first of all, you're still in the second year, so and you're already in touch with us. Brilliant. Good advanced planning. Right. So, but why is a BCom student coming for a hotel management program? I don't understand. Guys, who is in touch with Rahil, can you please confirm? Team, please confirm with me, please, who's dealing with Rahil Bhayani, because we will need to look at his profile thoroughly and see if he's doing the right thing. But then PIMS is a very, very good college. Their especially their programs are they have paid internships, guaranteed paid internships. There is no guarantee, job guarantee. However, they do have very, very good internships, and the fees is a little on the higher side. However, you earn that additional $10,000 back because they have a paid internship in the last 6 months of the course. So you basically get some of your money back what you've paid for your fees. So my team tells me that Aniket is in touch. Aniket, please discuss with Rahil, and I need to understand why he's going for a hotel management program when he's a commerce student. I require you to please spend some time. Because he's still in his second year, we have time for him to change his mind and direct him to the right program. Because again, as I said earlier, 3 years you're doing commerce and now you're getting into hospitality. Only 1 year you will study, and it doesn't really make sense. So you will need to do the right course, right? So please to discuss, Rahil, please discuss with Aniket and take it further. Right, moving on. Ali Hussain, I want MBA from New Zealand. Yes, Ali, there are a lot of MBA, good MBAs available, but you did not tell me about your background. You did not tell me if you're working with us. But yes, Ali, there are very good MBAs available. But then we recommend, I don't know whether you're a fresher, whether you have experience. We suggest that people with some sort of experience, few years of experience, do the MBA, because MBA means Master of Business Administration. So you require to have uh, administrative skills only after a few years of working in a certain role. You're not nobody will give you a managerial position the minute you get in. Like, for example, I became a manager after 4 years of working in this industry, 3 to 4 years minimum. It's because you need to get the ground knowledge. No employer, yeah, unless you study from the topmost business schools, nobody is going to give you a straight away a managerial position. So if you're suppose your core interest is a particular role or an industry, um, you have to work your way up, right? So if you're a fresher, Ali, we recommend you strongly to look at a course related to what you have studied, a specialization program in whatever you have studied, or a generic business program. And then, but if you are someone with experience, then probably you could look at an MBA. Yeah. My team tells me, Rahil, you're not understanding that at all. Rahil, you better give me a call. Okay. My number is +64 22 605 2615. Yeah, that's my New Zealand number. Send me a WhatsApp message and let me speak to you. Yeah, because my team tells me that you're not understanding. And you also, my team also spoke to your brother. I'm going to give you some hard reality facts as to what will happen if you shift from your industry, and what is the ground reality over here. Because employers, please understand, employers really don't care you know which university you studied from and all that. They need to see your skills. And with 1 year of study, you're not going to get anywhere. Yes, if you're coming for a 3 years program, I have no problem, Rahil. Please come for a 3 years program, get good exposure, and then get into hospitality. No problem, absolutely. In fact, PIMS also has some amazing internship programs for this particular program, for this particular course. No issues. But if you're going to come with only 1 year degree and then expect employers to, brave about you, that's not going to happen in 1 year. Okay. So connect with me and I will explain to you, and then you take a call. And then, if you still don't understand after that, then we can't do much. We'll just honor your decision and support you. We have to do that because if you're an AJV client, we will support you. But for us, it's important. We are not some, we are not agents. Please understand, we are not agents. We are advisors. Okay, we are advisors. We are counselors. So we are someone who want to see you succeed, because our goal is met only after you get your resident visa. We know that the entire purpose of you coming to New Zealand is met only then. Okay. So guys, there are a lot of questions. I'm moving quickly. Chanaka says, I got a PhD and work experience as well. Thank you. Chanaka, then I think if you've already done your PhD, I think it's best you reach out to the universities and see if there are any opportunities. Connect with them directly and see, because it is going to be tough trying to find a job from overseas. So connect with them and see what it is. Then you've got Tushanti Trichy. Hi, I'm working for an Australian company as an inventory coordinator for 1.5 years under dependent visa, and I do have MBA in international business. Okay. So what is your query? Okay, which field should I apply for PR? Tushanti, we'll need to first see what is your total profile, because this is very brief. So I'd suggest you to send me an email on immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. I will leave my email address at the end of this session. Please send me an email so that I can assess to see whether you qualify for a resident visa or not. Yeah, so we will do that assessment and tell you. It's not your choice as to which field you have to apply for. We will need to first of all see if you meet the basic criteria for a resident class visa. Yeah. Moving on, there are quite a few questions. I'm not able to scroll, guys. Just give me a second. Yeah. Tariq has come back and said, second question, I'm done with masters in biotech and hoping to do a level 8 in health science. What do you think? Biotechnology student, what is he doing in health science? We need to talk to you, Tariq, because this is confusing because okay, right. So Tariq, we need to assess your profile properly because I don't know. I have a feeling, we because if you're a biotech student, what is the career that you're looking at getting into health science? It's a bit confusing over there, so we need to assess it properly. Team, can you please get in touch with Tariq and ensure that he's counseled properly? Tariq, please leave your details with us so that we can reach out to you. Yeah, because I don't think you're on the right track and you need to speak to somebody at length on this, right? Um, Tishanti says, I've got overall 5 years of experience. Tishanti, please send us an email. I think that will be best for me to do an assessment. It's not possible on a generic forum like this. Also, we take clients' personal information with a lot of care. There's a lot of privacy issues involved. So it's best that you send me an email when we'll do a detailed assessment and get back to you. Right. Vivek Anand. Hi, ma'am. Me and my friend Revant have applied for WinTech to advise and I've asked for agent change to AJV and also given confirmation. Also send mail to advise fintech team and AJV, but still now I didn't get any confirmation email about agent change. So my question is normally how many days does it take to change the agent? Right. First of all, Vivek, thank you very much. We appreciate that you have decided to work with us. Yeah. It always is good for you to work with us right from the beginning, so I appreciate that you've taken the efforts to come and join us now. Jinal, I need you to quickly check and tell me what's the status of Vivek and Revant's applications. Team, can you please check quickly? Annie, Jinal, whoever's there, please quickly check and confirm to me about the agent change that's happened. Um, and Vivek, I'll come back to you and answer that question. Okay, so I got an update quickly from about Jibin. Jibin, I see that you need time to arrange funds and then you will get in touch. Okay, I will quickly answer in good faith. I'm going to answer that query, what you had about supply chain. Yes, supply chain is, New Zealand is a small country, so we don't manufacture a lot. And there's a lot of export import happening, and we are a growing country, so there's constantly something or the other happening. The retail industry is big and there's a lot of logistics involved in that. So there is requirement for supply chain managers. There is a requirement in supply chain and logistics and procurement. However, I told this in one of my previous sessions as well, you will need to have some kind of an experience or background in order to be able to do well. I have got this information from international marketing managers at institutions saying students will do well in New Zealand in supply chain only if they have a background. If you have a BCom and suddenly want to jump into supply chain, please be careful about it, because again, you're unprepared. You are not in the from that area. Yes, you could possibly get in as a buyer or a purchase officer, and you will need to work your way up. You will need to have some basic understanding of supply chain and procurement. Yeah, so don't expect to become a procurement manager or supply chain or logistics manager the minute you finish the course. If you want to be more on the safer side, Jibin, it's best for you to do a generic program, right? So that's what I can answer. If you have any further questions, you can always take down my number and contact me directly and we can speak about this. Jibin, yeah, you have my number, you can call me straight away. Right. My team confirms that Vivek, on 14th you have written for agent change. It'll at least take about a week, minimum about a week. But in the meanwhile, you can start working on your visa documentation. My team is, I'm sure, in touch with you already. So it will take about a week. We'll try and see if we can expedite it because it's closer to the because it's closer to the intake. I will see what we can do about that. Yeah. So, Jinal, please discuss this with me so that we can do something about it. Right. Or moving on. There are quite a few questions that are there. So I'm going to take a few minutes extra today because I see there are a lot of questions coming now, so I will try and run through as many as possible. We'll do an extra few minutes, guys, today. Yeah, today, because we are trying this new timing. We normally don't do this late. We will do it for a few more minutes. Right. So Ragini says, "What about media courses and job guarantee?" Um, Nobody can give you a job guarantee. You don't have guarantee for life. Who can give you a job guarantee? Tell me. Media courses, there are plenty of media courses, but I really don't know what media courses you're talking about. Are you talking about media production? Are you talking about um, are you talking about or the TV production? Are you talking about digital media? Are you talking about the graphic design and 3D and things like that? So I'd suggest if you can specify, Ragini, it'll be best. Yeah. What kind of media courses you're talking about? Rohit Arora, ma'am, what is the scope of supply chain logistics? Rohit, I just have answered that. I don't think I'll have to go back to that question again. I just answered that for Jipin. If you can scroll back to this my few minutes of this video, you will see. Right. Mamta Banjiwale. What is short-term courses for tourism? Mamta, the shortest course that you can study in New Zealand is for 1 year to be able to get any kind of a work visa after that. So you will need to study for a minimum 1 year program. Doesn't matter for which area. So yeah, so we do have a lot of 1 year programs in tourism as well. So please connect with us and we'll be able to help you further. Then we've got Roslyn Dibia. Where are you from, Rosalind? It's a very different surname that you've got. Hi, I just joined this program. Please, what's it about? Okay, Rosalind, this is about study and settle in New Zealand. It's about migration to New Zealand. So this is a Q&A forum. And if you're interested, you can ask us your question and we'll get back. Dinesh Kumar. Hi, ma'am. Okay, Revant and Vikas. Sorry, Vivek. My team says that you'd be able to get it by tomorrow, the agent change letter. So my team is working on it. So they are on top of it. That's an assurance I just got from my team that you should be able to get it in a few days. Yeah. Right. Dinesh Kumar. Hi, ma'am. I'm Dinesh from Chennai. I am civil engineer. I have 3 years of experience. I like to work overseas. Dinesh, civil engineers are again on the long-term skill shortage list, so there is definitely a lot of demand for civil engineers in New Zealand. Uh, um, However, applying when you're still overseas is very difficult because you're not in the country. The employers are not in favor of anybody who's overseas because it's very complicated. So we would strongly recommend you to take up apply and see if there is any employer who's willing to give you an opportunity, seeing your good profile. You never know. However, the chances are very, very less. Yeah, because they don't want to go through a lot of migration. There are a lot of hoops over there to jump. Okay, so that's why they would prefer to hire a graduate who's in New Zealand, who studied that course, who's a migrant. Yeah, so it's best is for you to look at the mm, student pathway. Yeah. And I think that we have come to the last question now. Tushanti Truchi, thank you. Can you give me your email address? Yeah, Tushanti, you can take down my email address. It's immigration advisor at ajvglobal.com. I will paste this after this query, after this session, right? So you can just pick it up from there and write to us. So my team, guys, all those who you have not left your phone numbers, who have not sent us any details about you, my team is going to reach out to you after this session. Please give them your details so that we can help you further. Okay. I've got one or two questions before I close. I said, what about healthcare courses? Yes, healthcare management. New Zealand is very big on geriatric care and in that area. So there is a lot of healthcare management programs happening. There's a lot of support worker options. There are a lot of students who have graduated and have been able to get jobs as support workers and community workers over here, guys. So yes, there's a lot of healthcare management programs available. What is the requirement for MBA? We've got somebody else asking this question, KS Jim. So MBA requirement is there are colleges and universities. Sorry, there are colleges that take you in as a fresher as well. But then, as I said earlier, we strongly recommend you to to do a course. To do MBA only if you have few years of experience. Yeah. So so it's best that you do a MBA only if you have at least about 5 or 6 years of experience, and you want to move up the ladder, but not having a postgraduate degree is a hindrance. So that is where you should do an MBA and not before that. Otherwise, there's no purpose met of doing an MBA. Yeah, so that's it. So I'm at the end of my questions, guys, and okay, before Rohit Arora, my team also tells me that you are trying to get in touch and you have not got in touch with Nisha, one of my team members. Can you please get back to Nisha? Rohit, if you need any further help, I think you will need to get in touch with my team member. Yeah. So before I sign off, guys, a couple of things that my team has already told me to, inform. First of all, last session I informed that we are running this special offer, Republic Day offer. Independence Day offer of 50% off on the student visa fees for all AJV students. Guys, I am telling you this again. It is for only students who are signing up with us to work with us for their student visas. We will pay 50% of your student visa fees if you sign up with us in the next 2 days. So this is the Independence Day offer that we have. We just have 2 days left for that. I request you guys to look at it immediately and start the application. The second thing is time is running out for February and March intakes. Please go ahead and make the applications immediately, right? So that is very, very important. And the third thing that yeah, so I think that is the most important thing, guys. Act quickly. Please do not sit on your decision of having to go to New Zealand. Go ahead and take the plunge. Okay. So if you have any other questions, guys, we've got I'm going to repeat my contact details. So anybody from within India can contact our toll-free number. It's 1800-103-6525, and the email address will be info@ajvglobal.com. If you're anywhere abroad or overseas, you can send us an email. And if you want to connect with us here in New Zealand, the con number is +6422605261 and email address is immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. After this session, this video will also be here on Facebook, so you can come back and always revisit and see the answers to the question. But otherwise, it was amazing talking to you guys. If I've missed out on any questions, my team will get back to you. My team will reach out to you guys and assist. It was an amazing session today, and I think a lot of people have come in today. So yeah, so right. I think I'm sitting here in New Zealand and I'm getting super confused whether it's Independence Day or Republic Day. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm embarrassed with this. Yeah, it is. It is Republic Day and it's not Independence Day. Very, very sorry. I'm embarrassed for this confusion. We sitting here in New Zealand, we don't even know what Indian holidays. We just completely lose track, guys. I'm so sorry and I'm embarrassed by this. But yeah, it is. It is Republic Day and not Independence Day. So yeah, 26 Jan, it's even better that way. 26 Jan offer we have announced. So please take advantage of that and sign up with us. Yeah. And thank you so much, guys, for sitting patiently through this hour. Whoever has been there for that entire 1 hour. Thanks, team. You've been amazing today, and for all your help and support. And we'll continue to do this live session every Thursday. We used to do Tuesdays. Now we're going to do every Thursdays. We might have different timings though. But keep an eye out for our ad, which will say what time the live session is going to be. But yeah, stay in touch. Be good, and stay happy. So thank you guys very much, and good night. It's 11:40 for us here in New Zealand, so good night, and catch you next week this time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.